Assalamu alaikum. Let's get into the jump. From the last video, I did a snarky, bitchy response to a comment uh, regarding am I allowed to talk about men's rights? And even though my tone is really bitchy, like I did raise um, adequate points. My points is relevant, and you don't have to be a man in order to point out um, men's issues or about toxic masculinity. Most conservatives and many men don't really know about toxic masculinity because toxic masculinity specifically refers to the toxic aspect of masculinity, not masculinity as a whole. Not masculinity is toxic because men work out in the gym and gain big muscles, not because men choose to wear a certain type of clothing or men like to work on their cars. Toxic masculinity affects all genders, not only men, not only women, everyone. Non binary, third gender, everyone. Cisgender, transgender, gender outside the binary, intersex, everyone is affected by bloody toxic masculinity. Let's break down what are the examples of toxic masculinity. Toxic masculinity is when boys are fighting, instead of telling them off, you encourage them to fight. That is toxic masculinity. Or when someone is getting bullied, it could be a boy, it could be a girl, it could be a person that falls out of the binary. They are told that they are weak, or people make justifications why they're getting bullied. For boys, oh, don't behave effeminate, don't behave sissy, you're too oversensitive. That is toxic masculinity. Toxic masculinity ranges from sexual harassment to full out sexual assault. That is toxic masculinity. And it can be done on other men, it can be done on women, it can be done on people outside the binary. It doesn't matter. If you insult and you make excuses for it, that's toxic masculinity. When you measure strength in ableist terms, and specifically around the idea that men have to be strong, not because men have to be strong like to help people in a positive way, but more to show off, more to be superior, more to fit what society deems a man should behave. That is toxic masculinity. When the quote, boys will be boys, are used in terms of not only sexual harassment, sexual assault, but bullying for people who have disability, people who have mental illness, um, people who fall out being cis and straight. That is toxic masculinity. Anything that harms another person mentally, emotionally, and physically is toxic masculinity. Not because you like to change car parts, not because you like to get the latest car model, or for yourself, you want to be above man. Masculinity is not inherently toxic. If you like certain things which you feel make you masculine, that doesn't define the entire masculinity. If a guy wants to wear a dress, he should wear a dress. If he doesn't want to do a task that is considered manly, then don't pressure him, don't bully him. And also, when it comes to sharing emotions, you are not weak because you cry or be a human being. You're just like all the other genders, even if you're a man. Remember, toxic masculinity hurts everyone, including other men.